Hello, everybody. This is Tim and
Hi.
and hi, and Maggie, and today we're gonna be talking about a few fun different things, all involving DC movies. We were gonna talk
Yay.
about you know, Kong, but basically that would have taken 5 seconds to say that I didn't like it and Maggie liked it, so that's all we have on that. But anyway, DC movies. So the new Wonder Woman trailer came out yesterday, and we just watched it for the first time. And we're going to talk about it, and then talk about the DCEU and our amazing thoughts on that. So, first of all, Maggie, what'd you think of the trailer for Wonder Woman?
I mean, it was pretty underwhelming. It was not very exciting.
Nah,
The
yeah.
the first one was way better.
Well, this is the third, I
Well,
think.
it was the first one where it got all slow-mo, right? And she was like sliding around on the floor, and then
Well, there was the Comic-Con trailer,
I think that's the one I'm thinking
and then
of.
there was the one that played before Fantastic Beasts
I
that came
remember
out
that
back in November.
very little.
So basically, my favorite part of this trailer is the same thing that's been in every single one of these trailers, and that's the amazing theme that Junkie XL did with the like like that is so good, and I love that. And I actually really liked the beginning of the trailer with like the her training and stuff. Like as a child, like I thought that was really cool. But as soon as they like went to London, I was like, oh, so this is the same thing as the last couple trailers. So
I like
yeah.
how they're trying to make jokes. That's very
Okay, so
exciting.
yeah, I was
I
thinking
mean,
that too.
I hope they don't fall flat. Like, I mean, they're kind of funny, but it sort of depends on how it like falls within the movie.
Yeah, so like that last trailer was the one where she was like trying on the dress at the end, and she was
Where do I put my
like,
sword
how
or
do I?
something?
She's like, how do women fight in this? And the lady was like, oh, and there was a joke, and that's how the trailer ended. And this trailer ended with like
The similar type of
a
thing.
similar type of thing where they tried to like pin it with a joke, and I
Well,
was
even when they like got to London and she was like, "This is London," it's like dirty or
yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah, like okay, that's cool. So I'm actually still like excited for the movie.
me too.
I think this one is I hope is gonna be like actually good and like redeem a couple of the last
It depends
movies.
how
But
much Warner Brothers sticks their fingers in it.
yeah, I mean, I think that it has the potential to be very very good. But honestly, like part of me kind of like
Has lost hope,
yeah, and like
to be
we'll
honest.
get into that about my thoughts on the DCEU in general and what I think they should do. But yeah, so Wonder Woman comes out in June. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be better than
Fingers crossed.
Suicide Squad or
Uh,
Batman v Superman.
yes.
So starting like talking about the DCEU, like first movie in it, Man of Steel. Man of Steel comes out, I believe, June 3rd, I think, something like that, of 2013.
I'm
I'm
glad you
sorry.
know that
I'm sorry
exactly.
that I remember it. I was pumped for that movie because you have to remember that Man of Steel is like the first Superman movie and it's coming out
Is it?
right after the end of well, the first Superman movie in this franchise.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's kicking off this DC universe, and it's coming out the year after The Dark Knight Rises, which was the
Truth.
culmination of like the greatest Batman superhero trilogy like
Ever.
ever.
Yeah.
So you have to like think like everyone was pumped, and I like Man of Steel. I don't love it. I enjoy it though. Like I could sit down and watch it and be entertained, but that's about it.
I mean, I can't sit down and watch it because I fall asleep every single time.
Literally every
I've
time.
never seen the movie all the way through because I always fall asleep by the end.
And that's just sad. I mean, maybe we need to watch it on like a,
And no,
I
we've
don't know.
tried watching it in the morning and I still fall asleep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to
And
help you
it's
with
it's
that.
during the battle parts. It's not during the like slow beginning.
During the quiet
Yeah.
calmness, it's during all the loud action, and that's one thing I'll say is that the action that Zack Snyder directs is
Solid.
awesome,
The
and
BVS stuff, even though there was very little of it, it was still
yeah, it
solid.
was cool action, and I like the action in Man of Steel. I think the fight between him and Zod at the end is pretty awesome, and even the fights between him and some of the other Kryptonians they're good. I think where the film suffers is the fact that it's 2 hours and 25 minutes long, and it doesn't
Man
need
of
to
Steel?
be. Yes,
That's why I fall asleep.
it's 2 hour. It's 143 minutes, I think,
No wonder.
and it does not need to be that long.
No.
It has no reason to be that long, and that's again one of the downfalls of Batman v Superman.
Yeah, that
is
one's long AF.
Batman v Superman, I think, is 153 minutes. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, granted, that's how long The Dark Knight is, I think.
But at least The Dark Knight's a good film. I mean, like, I guess I enjoyed BVS the first time that we saw it together because it was, like, the first time seeing it. And I was like, yeah, Batman, that's cool.
Yeah.
But, like,
I was
the
definitely,
more...
but we were definitely underwhelmed, I think.
Yeah.
I would say that the movie ended and we were both entertained, but we both wanted more out of it, I would say.
Yes, definitely.
And then once you see it a second time, you're like,
Yep.
oh.
Have I? Oh, yeah, we watched
Well, we watched the ultimate,
cut, yeah.
the R-rated ultimate cut, which did not need to be R-rated. They just added
I think
some
there was
blood.
one scene, yeah, where they added blood.
They literally, yeah, it was during the warehouse fight with Batman. They just added blood, but yeah. So like, this is the thing. It baffles my mind how a movie called Batman v Superman can be nothing but perfect. It just baffles my mind, and like, I don't know that I don't know.
Spoiled by Marvel. Let's be honest.
Well, I mean, you're not wrong. Like, you're not wrong about that. But it. I don't understand it because like, Batman v Superman, like, you're expecting like three things going into it. You're expecting awesome action, like a great fight between Batman v Superman, and some like cool, because it's called Dawn of Justice, you're expecting some cool like Justice League stuff. And like, granted, I guess they kind of have all those things.
I mean,
but like,
cool Justice League stuff, I don't know if that really happened.
Well, the Flash thing was stupid.
Well, it was all stupid. It was very forced.
Yes, it did feel forced. I kind of enjoy the Cyborg clip where he's like...
Did BVS have a credit scene? I honestly don't even remember.
It did not.
Okay, so they should have put, like, that Justice League trailer that they released. Like, obviously, they probably didn't have it then, but they should have.
They were not filming by then.
Well, that Justice League trailer that they released at Comic-Con, that would have been a much better, like, end credit scene, and then they could have cut all of that stupid stuff.
But they didn't have them. They didn't even film Justice League.
Well, they could have filmed something.
No, they could not.
Yes, they could have.
This is not how it works.
Well, it should.
No, I agree, though, because the post-credit scene in Suicide Squad felt very forced.
I liked that a lot. Every time that I watched it when I was cleaning the theater, I was like, ooh, Batman's gonna screw you guys up. It's gonna be great.
Well, is he, though?
You know, maybe not.
So here's my thing. I saw a video on YouTube probably a few days ago, and I think it was called, from a channel called Council of Geeks, I think, or something like that.
That's a nice name.
Yeah, where this guy basically goes on this 10-minute rant about how he wants the DCEU to fail.
That's mean.
Well, so so at first I'm like, I saw the title. He's like, I want Wonder Woman and the DCEU to fail. And I'm like, I want to hear this guy out. So I listened to it. And the points he was making are really solid, where he was basically saying, like, you know, like, I sort of liked Man of Steel, but, you know, Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad were piles of shit. And he's going on and on. He's like, until somebody comes to me and says, you know, Wonder Woman is great. It's a great movie. Go see it. I'm not going to give Warner Brothers my money because he loves these characters, but they fucked up Batman and Superman. They fucked up the Suicide Squad. They fucked up the Joker. Great. And now they haven't completely fucked this up, but I think you would agree that you did not like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And that's a Warner Brothers thing. So they're taking these properties.
I liked Kong, though.
Well, I didn't like Kong. Okay, great. Circle it right back to Kong. I didn't like Kong either.
Well,
so they're taking these characters and these properties that people love and not his point was basically like they're stealing our money because they're taking and advertising these things,
They're
and
taking the
it's
nostalgia.
and they're yeah, and they're not doing it properly. Like his whole thing with Fantastic Beasts was basically saying like, hey, it was advertised as like oh wow, this is cool, like Eddie Redmayne's gonna run around and capture his beasts, but it turned into this is gonna be Voldemort's evil person is gonna be killing things, and there's two beasts, and then
And
we
then
have
there's
to
Johnny
take
Depp.
and then Johnny
Oh my
Depp.
god.
Spoilers. So it's just like and then there's
Sorry.
Johnny Depp. So I mean, like I don't necessarily agree with that point. Like I like Fantastic Beasts. I didn't love it. I know you have hard feelings about it.
Yeah.
I
I was
I
hurt.
I enjoyed it. Like it when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm gonna watch it again. Like I would watch it again, but I understand the criticisms, and I completely understand the criticisms on Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad. I just finally watched that Suicide Squad extended cut, and I thought I was gonna.
I fell asleep,
I wanted
for
to
the record.
bang my head up against the wall. It was just like it was tough to get through, and so like I just going back to this guy's point was that like he wants this Wonder Woman thing to fail so that they will finally get it.
I don't think they're ever gonna get it, to be honest with
I
you.
really don't know. But the way that they're going right now, they definitely don't get it now.
No, well, and you
They
never know because they did, like you said, they already finished Justice League. Like,
Yep.
whatever's gonna happen with that has been pretty much set in stone, unless they do
Well,
reshoots between now and November,
which
or
is
like they cut it
yeah.
differently.
Well, the thing that sucks is like they think that they're being like that they're listening to the fans because they added jokes in. So like
Oh,
I actually really liked that Justice League Comic-Con
yeah, no, me
footage.
too. I did too, a
I
lot.
I really liked it, but the problem is that they so Batman v Superman comes out in March, and they literally go to film Justice League like a week later, and they're like, okay, these are the complaints we got. It was too brooding. There were no jokes, blah 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 blah. And then the whole trailer for Justice League is Chuckles McGee, and they think that that's so now. So now that what's going to happen is Justice League is going to come out, and it's either going to be just as dark and brooding as Batman v Superman, and the only jokes that are in it were in that trailer, or it's going to be Chuckles McGee the whole time, and it's going to feel not natural
Or
because they're trying, instead of making the movie they wanted to make good, they're trying to make something that doesn't fit their
what they've
like
built.
what they've built, and and
Well, I mean, Suicide Squad was supposed to be funny too.
well, it tried
It
to
tried,
be.
which is what I'm saying. Like, they tried and it didn't work really well.
But the problem is like that the tone was all over the place in
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. At least with Batman v
It was
Superman,
pretty
the
constant.
tone was consistent. And John Campea from Collider says this all the time. He says, the problem with Batman v Superman was not the tone. The tone was not the issue. The fact that it was a dark, brooding tone was not the problem. The problem was the story beats, the script, the choices that were made in the movie were not executed. The story beats were not executed well. It had nothing to do with the brooding tone, which
Yeah.
I would completely agree with.
Yeah.
But it's like The Dark Knight was
I was gonna say
brooding.
all three of those movies.
Are very brooding, and we didn't complain then.
Right.
And so honestly, I think we just kind of have to wait and see what Wonder Woman comes with, because if Wonder Woman is good, I'll have a little more hope for Justice League, but not a ton, because they were completely like separate projects.
Yeah.
And they were shot, apart from each other, different directors. So I think we need to wait for that. But
I honestly feel like Wonder Woman is gonna be whatever it's gonna be, and like because Justice League is already like theoretically like done, like it all lies on that. Because if that movie fails, I feel like they can just be done for a while.
but they're not. But they won't.
You don't think so?
No.
If they lose a ton of money on Justice League, you don't think that they're gonna?
I don't think they'll lose money though. I think they
All those
probably.
stupid people.
I think they probably would have.
I'm one of them, but
I'm thinking the production budget on Justice League is probably around 250 million. After marketing, it's probably about 350 to 400 million dollars that they put in to making and releasing Justice League, and
Yeah.
I think that without a doubt it'll make at least 500 million.
Well, and if
If
Wonder
if
Woman is good, it's gonna make more.
yeah, exactly. And if Doctor Strange, the weirdest Marvel movie ever, can come out and make $800 million
That's almost money.
worldwide.
Wow, I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Doctor Strange made a crap ton of money.
Yeah.
And if it can make 800 million, you betcha Justice League will make that much.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like even if it's crap, it'll make well, think about Batman v
I'll say
Superman made 100 and I think 66 just on its opening
opening.
weekend. Now granted, it should have been a $1 billion movie with a title like Batman v
Man versus
Superman, but I will not be surprised if Justice League doesn't hit a billion. But I think it's like I think it's like a 75-25 right now that it will, 75 being that it will hit a billion. So I don't think money will be the issue. I think critically it'll be the issue because if it Justice League gets panned by fans and critics, then they're screwed, but at the same time they've been in that situation before and haven't done anything about
I
it.
was gonna say, yeah. I don't
So,
know. We'll see.
it's a slippery slope for the DC cinematic universe.
I have no expectations going into Wonder Woman. Zero,
Yeah,
pretty much.
but I'm keeping my expectations low because I haven't been super impressed by the trailers, including this new one, and apparently the Captain Underpants movie comes out the same day as Wonder Woman.
That's exciting.
So if Wonder Woman's a pile of shit, I could just go see Captain Underpants.
2 superhero movies in 1 weekend?
I know it's pretty.
Holy cow.
It's pretty exciting. I'm also waiting for Birdman to join the
The DCEU.
DC cinematic universe starring Michael Keaton.
Oh, jeez.
That'd be a dark movie.
That'd be weird.
If we want to talk about a brooding movie,
Yeah.
Batman v Birdman would
Oh,
be
jeez.
would be very well. He's played both characters.
I know. That's crazy.
Michael Keaton's gonna be in a Spider-Man movie this year.
True. He's going to be a bird in that one.
I did not think of that. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to us chat about the DCEU for a few minutes, and we'll be back later with a rousing, beautiful review of Iron Man, because we're going to be reviewing all of the Marvel movies up to the release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, my most anticipated movie of the year, right behind that little Jedi picture. So, yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.
Bye.